Hey, you guys, apparently it's our midday meetup again. It's Amanda Plevel, author of the new book, Unbound, Kicking Anxiety from Your Bucket List, because let's face it, we do not want, that's not a free-spirited way to live, and I guarantee anybody who's consistently feeling anxiety doesn't want to feel like that. So I'm going to jump on here a couple times throughout the week, because at the end of the week I'm headed to Florida and I'm finishing up this book and getting ready for the conference, and I've got all kinds of tidbits that I'm sharing as I'm kind of thinking about it and getting ready for this event that's going to be happening. And so yesterday we talked about your personal avatar and how that's kind of the number one way out of your anxiety fix is, and we're talking about learned anxiety here. Traumatic anxiety is a different beast, that's a different game. We're talking about that learned anxiety that that people face when they feel overwhelmed, overburdened, constantly this influx of feelings and emotions, feeling trapped in their circumstances without a way out, that powerlessness, that helpless feeling. So the key to get started with dealing with that feeling of anxiety and that feeling of overwhelm is you got to remind yourself of who it is that you are, who you're representing out to the world. And so we did an exercise called Personal Avatar. If you went to drfoodie.live, and I put that in the tags, so go look at yesterday's video if you didn't get a chance to see that. But I had an interesting client today, and I wanted to just hop on again and share this because I'm trying in this book to give a new idea, some new thoughts about this anxiety beast that is, kind of gripping our necks and having its way with us. And so we have been taught over time to not deal with our feelings, to not handle our emotions. And what ends up happening is we believe that we're in this place rather than understanding that we have feelings or that we're having emotions. We believe that we're in this place as if it's a thing, and we can wrap all of these emotions and these thought processes and these concepts and these feelings as if it is a thing outside of us. And it just becomes this giant anxiety monster is what I call it. And it keeps it away from us. And we naturally do that to defend ourselves. That's a defense mechanism. We try to avoid pain and seek pleasure as much as we possibly can. And so we push this part of ourselves away from us, denying that it's a part of ourselves. And so instead of dealing with the situation that is bringing on those feelings, we're closeting this whole existence that is over here. And what I want to shed new light on in that you'll read in Unbound and that you'll hear in these messages is that anxiety is a tool. It is a defense mechanism. It is there as our greatest opportunity to change our lives. It is there saying, hey, something is not right here. This does not feel good to me. I do not want to be where I'm at. It leaves us in a very helpless, hopeless place to be. And so we have to get back in that place where we are in control over this person, this existence that we say that we want to be, rather than letting the situation have control over us. So back to this anxiety monster, because this is what I was discussing with this client that was sitting in front of me today. When we push it off as if it's its own existence and it's its own thing, we can't learn the lesson from it for us. And we certainly can't gain the power and the control back over our own beings if we've given that power and control not only to the situation and the person that may have been in that negative situation, but we've also given the power and control now to this anxiety monster, because it is all the bad things that we don't want to deal with. And what I want to teach people in learning these new ideas about what anxiety really is to see it as a tool. See it as a mechanism, see it as a defense mechanism, see it as feelings that are real and natural and normal. This person should have been upset by what happened in her work life, which brought on this whole anxiety monster where now she feels anxious just in going to work. When we take a look then at that anxiety monster, I want you to look at just how that feels and how that looks. If this is all of those explosive feelings that we don't want to deal with, anxiety is just an immature emotion. It is a child having a temper tantrum because it is based in emotion. It is based in unevolved emotions. Think of any child that says no when you don't give them that cookie. They have their fits because they don't know how to deal with the emotions that they feel. They just know that they feel them. And an anxiety monster is the exact same thing. All it wants, it's that inner child in you that wants to be comforted, that wants the okays, it wants the soothings, it wants to know that everything's going to work out. And so you bring in that anxiety monster and you recognize it for the feelings they are that you have pushed off. And you bring in and you hold that anxiety monster as that inner child, because you are now the grown-up, the adult in charge of soothing your inner child. And you just say to it, I'm so sorry you feel like that. It was very unfair. It was very unjust. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna handle this. And all of a sudden, that anxiety monster doesn't feel so great because you've recognized it as a part of yourself that you're okay. And it is normal to feel like that. It puts you back in a position of being in control, puts you back in a position of being in power over your life so that you can think of the solutions. Now, what do we go, now that we've been able to express our feelings and we know that it's okay within us, what are our options now? What are our solutions so that we can go and take on that challenge? And not only that, but to see that challenge for what it really is. It is the thing that failed you on purpose so that you would have to grow. It's the thing that pushed you out of your comfort box, because that's the other thing. We feel anxiety when we are stuck in this comfort box. But I will tell you, the most dangerous place that you can be is in a comfort box, because a comfort box halts your opportunity for personal growth. So when you get back into a place of solution and you get back into a place where you're facing that situation or that person that's bringing about this feeling of anxiety or overwhelm or unjust feelings, you're coming from a place of power because you've done your personal avatar. If you haven't, go to Dr. Foodie and type in personal avatar and do that exercise. You've recognized your anxiety monster and you've given it that understanding that it needs. And now you're back in a place of solution so that you can look at this leap you had to take out of your comfort box and say, okay, I'm not in my comfort box anymore. What do I have to learn? Because I know if I'm out of my comfort box, I'm obviously growing in my personal efforts. So what can I learn in this situation? Okay, guys, I'm going to post, I wrote a blog today on Dr. Foodie about why feelings have been villains and how they actually are the heroes in the anxiety story. So I'll post the link after this Facebook Live post. And then I did also post a pre-order if you are really getting into this whole unbound idea and getting back to that free spirit, that free, wild, and enjoyable person that you know is inside you. It existed a long time ago when you were young. It's in there somewhere, and it wants to come out. It's about creating a new life with experiences that are right of your own adventures, instead of being driven by the anxiety monster. So I'm going to put links to that and the pre-order in the comments below. And like I said, I'm going to hop on again probably around noon tomorrow and on Thursday. And then I'm off to Florida to finish this up. So hang in there, guys. We'll see you.